Oh, hi there. There's people here. Anyway, hi everyone. Hello? Is this thing on? Hey, Dad, check the connection. Still nothing? Hello? Okay, no, I'm just kidding. This is all pre-recorded. It's all good. But anyway, if you haven't figured this out, I'm not there. So, some quick introductions. Hi, my name is Mr. Lin. Welcome to Algebra 2. I will be your Algebra 2 teacher this year. However, I'm still not there. So, allow me to introduce you to your substitute, Mr. Lin. Or there. I don't know. So, everybody say hi, Mr. Lin. Yeah. So, if you haven't figured this one out yet, there might be a slight relation here. But anyway, so we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to give you a brief introduction of what you can kind of expect for this course. So as you have noticed, I hope, I'm not there. So I am also a member of the Missouri National Guard, and they decided that I needed to learn how to be a hazmat instructor. So that's where I'm at right now. I'm sure I'm having lots of fun and, whatever. But either way, I will definitely see you when I get back next week. So let's get started with Algebra 2, though. So here in Algebra 2, it's going to be a little bit different. So let's start with the syllabus. So here I am in Canvas. It doesn't matter which course I go to. So we're going to do a lot of our work either through Canvas or through our textbook. We have an entirely online textbook, and so we're going to be using that. So to get started, our syllabus should already be loaded to Canvas, so you can check that out at your own discretion. I'm not going to print one off for you because it's right here. So as with all good syllabuses, it's got my name, course description. Hey, you're in Algebra 2. Woo! So this video is for both Accelerated Algebra 2 and Algebra 2. The classes are going to be ran the same way because, hey, I'm the same person. But anyway, so you can read all of that stuff. Our relation to the school statements and purpose. So I'm a big math guy. I'm a big science guy. And I love this stuff. I love math and I love science. And so I frequently get asked, or at least I used to, especially in college, like, hey man, how can you be all into this science stuff and still be a Christian? Well, that took me off guard the first couple of times, but then I kind of figured out there's always been this tension between religion and science. But I don't view it that way. I don't view it that way at all. So I view math and science as simply a really, really cool way of exploring just how great God is. So when you look around, when you look at this amazing world that we live in, you just see all this cool stuff. And that's what science is all about, is finding all the cool stuff about this world. And so we, as people, we couldn't describe this cool stuff. We saw that, the first caveman, it's like, I have one apple. I have another apple. How do you describe that? Thus enter numbers. And so that's why math is so important. So math is the language of science, also the language of technology. But ultimately, it all goes back to, let's see how cool God's creation really is. So that's kind of my philosophy when it comes to what I'm doing and why I'm doing. So that's that paragraph right there. So we've got our course objectives. And then, of course, our outline. These are the things we're going to hopefully, maybe, who knows, hit. This is all subject to change. What I wanted to definitely mention is this idea of a flipped classroom. So we're going to talk a little bit about that once I get through this part. But we are going to be doing a flipped classroom. And down here, I wanted to bring your attention to our textbook is entirely online. So here's the website for our textbook, and I'm going to post that in Canvas as well. But some of the apps that I want you to make sure that you have, if you don't already, there's an app called Scannable. It's an amazing app, and you're going to be using it a lot. It's basically just a glorified scanner. It takes your camera on either your phone or your iPad. It scans your homework, and that's how you're going to turn it in through Canvas. So it cleans it up, it makes it readable, legible, and a little bit easier to work with. So your daily supplies, pencil, paper, scientific calculator. Part of this class is learning how to use this thing. So we're going to be going through a lot about how to use that calculator. So if you don't have one, if you have the ability to get one, I would recommend getting one. If not, there's a variety of free apps that you can download onto your iPad. They're not as good as having a calculator, but they definitely will get the job done. So either way, you do need to make sure that you have Scannable on your iPad and a calculator. Either download a graphing calculator app or have your handy dandy calculator. So my general expectations, so we're going to be talking about this flipped classroom here. So at home, the study time that I kind of expect you to do is about 30 to 45 minutes daily. So math is a skill, and as all good skills, a skill must be practiced regularly. So this is not a class that you can kind of cram for at the last minute. You really need to keep up on your homework and budget about 30 to 45 minutes daily. So that being said, I do know that you are all very busy and active and doing amazing things, whether it's with sports or after-school activities or jobs or whatever. So I try to keep this number as low as I can. But it is math, it is skill, and you will need to practice it. So this needs to be a priority. Anything above this, short of like the day before a final or a big test or whatever, but if you are spending an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours on math homework, stop. Like whatever's happening, we need to address it in class. You shouldn't be spending 3 hours on math homework, especially every night. So I really I try to keep your daily at-home time about 30 to 45 minutes, somewhere around there. At least less than an hour is usually my goal. So classroom management, you are all good people. You are all excellent and amazing students. Yes? Okay, we won't have an issue. And that's our syllabus. So this is a question that if you're not asking yet, I'm sure you'll ask around midterms and final. So I put 20% of our midterm/final. I'm sorry, 20% of your grade is your midterm/final, and then you've got your 40% of tests, and then 40% of homework and quizzes. Most of your homework or classwork that we do is completion based. So if you do the work, you will get the points. There is no reason that you should not get all of your points in at least your homework. Now quizzes, yeah, that's going to be graded for accuracy. I got to figure out if you know the stuff somehow. But if you want to be successful in this class, if you want to get an A in this class, which you can, this is going to be how you do it. Make sure that you stay on top of your homework, and the everything else will just kind of flow from that. I mean, but it's up to you. If you don't want to do homework, you're not going to get the grade. But anyway, so notice my school email right here is jlynn@lhssc.org. There is an email address out there called Lynn, Linn, at lhssc.org. That is not me. Who could that be? I don't know. Either way, not me. So this one is my email address. Remember, it's jlynn@lhssc.org. This is also my cell phone number right here. Feel free to write that down. You can call, text, whatever if you need help on whatever it is going on. Remember, please value my time as much as I value your time. So if it's something that can be answered in class, maybe wait till class. But there it is, just in case you need it. Okay, so let's go back up here to this idea of a flipped classroom and our textbook. So I gave you this website, and again, this will be posted in Canvas, so you can just click on it whenever you get there. It will bring you to a screen like this, and so this is where our textbook is going to be. So you'll sign in, and I'm going to sign in as my little test student. And so the idea of a flipped classroom is your typical non-flipped traditional classroom is, you come, sit in the classroom, the teacher talks at you, writes some stuff on the board, teaches you some stuff, and you're like, yeah, totally understand it. They give you homework, you go home, you start the homework, you get 3 problems done, and go, I have no idea what I'm doing right now. Right? Does that happen to anybody? So anyway, in a flipped classroom, we do the opposite. So at home, you are going to be, quote unquote, learning new material. So I have pre-recorded videos. Hey, look, pre-recorded videos that you will watch at home. And then after that video, you'll have like a very short, like 3 to 5 problem check on learning that you do, and then you're done. That's it. That's all you do at home. So then the next day you come here in class, and that's when we start doing the homework that you would traditionally do. So I am trying to get in the habit of calling it practice work because that's what it is. So at home, you will be watching a YouTube video, and then here in class, you will be going through using the textbook and completing the assignments. So I've logged in. It'll say hi test. And for example, at home, you won't have all of these things assigned. I just haven't cleared them out yet. You'll have a video probably titled something like 1.1, Module 1, I don't know, whatever the name of it is. And then you'll have this assignment here called Check on Learning. So you'll open that. As a note, our textbook uses pop-ups a lot, which is kind of annoying if you have a pop-up blocker. But anyway, this is what your assignment's going to kind of look like. You'll start it. It's like a lot of this drag and drop, whatever. And then you'll go through that, and then you're done for at home. So, but while we're here, there's a couple other things that you can do with this textbook. So you've got your dashboard. This is how you'll access your assignments. But if you come over here to Discover, this is where you can actually access the textbook part of it. So the videos that I have are all based on the interactive learning module that they have. So I'll go back and show that to you. Go back. No. That's the assignment. So here we are. So there's these interactive lessons, and that is what my videos are based off of. So like if you wanted to follow along, you would just push this open here and you could follow along that way. Again, you can just follow along stare at the video, and that works too. There are some additional resources here, though, that it is worth pointing out. Every section, so our book is divided up into units. Each unit has like 3 or 4 modules. The first unit is modules 1, 2, and 3, and then each module has several lessons. And so for module 1, let's move my face. So there are the interactive lessons, the student resources. Let's see if you can access. So these are all the different things that you have. Typically, there is a video that the textbook puts out that I wanted to show. But we're into module 2 now. So there is typically a video that you could watch in addition to the one that I already give you that is through the textbook. And that's totally okay. You're welcome to watch that. Sometimes I will use that as like, hey, here's some additional material, because sometimes it's a little bit easier to see somebody else. I don't know. But anyway, so your actual textbook is here on this website. So then, you know, it's just your normal whatever textbook. So this is the interactive learning part. So, you know, it'll give you a bunch of math textbooky information type stuff. You know, it'll kind of do some of this interactive stuff. And this is like all the things that I would go through in a typical video. So it would look very much like this. Like you'll see my little face down here in the corner, and you'll see the textbook up here, and I'll probably like do fun things like write on the screen and obnoxious stuff like that. But that's your typical day. And then you'll come into the classroom, and so everybody learns and works a little bit differently. So I try to vary it up as much as possible. But you can kind of expect like maybe 20, 25 minutes of like independent work where, you know, like please be quiet, work quietly as you work through the problems. Then I'll definitely let you guys work together because that social dynamic, I think a lot of times you guys can explain things to each other a lot better than I can. And then, of course, I will be there to answer questions, to provide additional examples, whatever it is that I need to do to make sure that you understand the stuff. So that is what our typical day will look like. So, are there any questions? Okay. No questions? Great. No questions. Thanks. So, it was good meeting you, and I will actually see you next week.